Welcome to my first official live on my channel, my first official video, or whatever you want to call it. Um, I'll attempt to do this again because apparently I did this before and the connection got bad, and I guess I was talking to myself the whole freaking time. So now I'm going to try to do this again. So basically, what I want to talk about is celebrities and their platform and the platform they don't use for advocating. All right. So I touched on a few things, and I'll try to go back on what I said, because a lot of stuff I do this off the top of my head, so I might not remember everything that I said before. But let me touch on this first. I know the first thing people sit there and say is that celebrities, when it comes to celebrities, oh, well, they donate to this and they donate to that, and they do things behind the scenes, and you just don't know what they do and blah, 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 blah. My answer to that is, all right, donating to charities, throwing money at a situation doesn't help the situation. That's different than advocating or whatever. They have a platform where they can reach to millions in seconds, in hours, whatever, and they don't use that platform to sit there and speak to those millions who will sit there and listen to them, because when it comes from somebody like me, or somebody who is on the front lines advocating and stuff like that, and a lot of times it falls on deaf ears. But when it comes from a celebrity, it's heard or what have you. We don't need to rely on celebrities, and a lot of people feel celebrities don't owe us anything or what have you. And I mean, I get it. I get why they're saying it, but at the end of the day, in a sense, they do kind of owe us because we're the consumers. We're the ones that make them the celebrities. We're the ones that bring them the money. They wouldn't be millionaires. They wouldn't be celebrities if it wasn't for us. It's not just white people that sit there and be in their audience. It's not just white people that buy their stuff or what have you. It's us too. You know what I'm saying? And even so, that shouldn't even make a difference. If you feel this injustice is happening to people that look like you and me, and you feel it's wrong, I feel like you have a responsibility to say something about it. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't just be people who are just regular, just like me, you know? Um, it's not just regular people like me. It should be people who have this broad platform to reach to more people than I can. Okay? So, I think that's the reason why a lot of people call out for the celebrities to sit there and use their platform. And a lot of people don't, because you know what? A lot of celebrities want that check to keep coming in. They don't want to piss off their white sponsors. So they're not going to sit there and say certain things or what have you. They're not going to say certain things. They're going to sit there and make sure that they don't piss off nobody and they keep that sponsors. And that's why, and a lot of times if they do donate, they do it anonymously because it's like, it's taboo to sit there and help your own people. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I said in the last live stream I tried to do, and I said to a couple people, and I've said it in a discussion with my dad, how much money do you have to make to grow some balls? You know what I'm saying? When you have millions and you just recently become a billionaire, what have you, how much money do you have to make before you sit there and say, you know what? I don't have to kiss these white people ass no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to hold my tongue anymore, what have you. But they do still hold their tongue because they want them checks to keep coming. They don't want to piss nobody off. That's why people sit there and make these apologies. It's not because they're sincerely sorry. It's because they don't got backlash and they don't want to sit there in that revenue. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why, Even on the white front, when they sit there and say these racist stuff and then they apologize afterwards, keep your apology. You said what you wanted to say. You said what you wanted to say. Keep your apology. You only apologizing because somebody threatened to not support you anymore. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you have to fight for what's right. All the money in the world is not going to sit there and do you any justice. It doesn't bring any life. What happens when you're in a certain situation and you come across that racist that don't listen to your music, don't watch your movies, they don't know who you are, they don't care, they just see your color. You know what I'm saying? You think that money's gonna save you? That money don't make a difference. That don't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? You see, even recently here in New York, you know, council members got sprayed with mace. Council members, or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So he makes things that makes a difference. And there's been cases where stars have been stopped, or what have you. And it comes out later that that person was a star. These people don't care. So the sooner you realize that, the better off you are. You know what I'm saying? Stop sitting there worrying about kissing the ass for these checks or what have you. Stop being Candace Owens, what have you. And I said it in the other live stream. I watched something with Morgan Freeman. I love Morgan Freeman as an actor. He's a good actor. But he lost all points with me when he vehemently sat there and said, there's no such thing as racism now. Talking about me and you. We're the examples, you know? All you got to do is put your mind to it and get to it. That's the same racist rhetoric that the white people spit out when they talk about pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Why are you always looking for a handout? You know what I'm saying? I sat there and worked hard, and my ancestors came here with little to nothing in their pocket, and they sat there and built the empire and blah 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 and this and that. You can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps when there are no bootstraps to pull yourself up with. They don't give us bootstraps. And Morgan Freeman, of all people, should know that. He's old enough to know that. But because a small fraction of the black population makes it, that solidifies racism not existing anymore? I think not. I think not. And for you to sit there and not have the balls to say that because you want to keep them checks rolling in. You want to keep your lifestyle. I mean, God forbid you lose your 20-room mansion with 19 rooms that you don't use. God forbid you lose your 20 cars that you don't drive. You know what I'm saying? God forbid you lose that. You know? And it stems back to also when, with white people, when it comes, because they want to put celebrities on the forefront as the example that there's no discrimination and black people can be successful. And so they like to put celebrities on. Celebrities make a small portion of the black population. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that straight. A small portion. The rest of us are disproportionate in the economic base or whatever. Our white counterparts make far more than we do. And we can even have the same positions and they still make more than us in that same position. A white man with a high school diploma is more likely to get a job than a black man with a bachelor's or higher. You know what I'm saying? It's still proportionate. The statistics are out there. You know what I'm saying? And I take in so much information. I can't remember statistics off the back of my head, but the information is out there. You can look it up. You don't believe me? You can look it up. You know what I'm saying? Anything I'm saying, you can look it up. I'm not one that I don't have a photographic memory where I can sit there and spew out just statistics and dates and stuff like that off the top of my head. Now, some of them I do know, some of them I don't. You know what I'm saying? But it's out there. It's well known. It's well known. So putting those celebrities out there doesn't mean nothing. And they want to put those celebrities out there so you have the other white people that sit there and say, well, how could you sit there and speak about injustice. What injustice have you suffered? You make freaking 20 million a year. You talking about injustice? What injustice? You shut up and catch that ball. You know what I'm saying? Because that goes back to why celebrities, say what they say because they want to keep that check going in. Because people don't want celebrities speaking out on injustice. They want us to sit there and entertain them, plain and simple. Don't speak on social injustice. Dribble that ball, boy. Catch that ball, boy. Dance for me, boy. Sing them songs, boy. That's what you're supposed to do, boy. Don't sit there and talk about no social justice. You making millions of dollars, boy. You cut that check, you cash that check, and you sit there and you sit in that lovely house and you shut your mouth, boy. Be happy that you live in the United States of America and you're able to do that, boy. Stay in line, boy. That's what happens. That's where we get what we get. You know what I'm saying? Now, another topic I spoke on is allies. There's been a lot of tension between blacks and Latinos over the years, what have you. I see unification. I see a lot of Latinos who know their roots and are for Black lives or whatever, but I also see a lot who wants to sit there and go more toward the white side. Here's a little spoiler for you. They don't like you either, and you're not white. No matter how light your skin is, you're not white. You're not white. They know you're not white. You know what I'm saying? They might treat you a little bit better, and that goes with colorism. They treat you a little bit better, and that goes with colorism, and it goes back to the Baker's Rebellion. I can't remember the exact date. Like I said before, I don't remember exact dates. I remember history, but some dates I remember and some dates I don't. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You can look it up. Baker's Rebellion. That's when the poor white folk realized that the black folks getting treated. We was under the same oppression from the same people. So they rose up, and then the powers that be sat there and said, "Oh no, we can't have that. We can't have that." So what they started doing, they started treating the white people just a tad bit better. So now it becomes a stigma of, oh well, I'm getting treated like crap, but at least I'm not getting treated like the blacks. Now you fast forward, you know what I'm saying? That same indoctrination goes into colorism or what have you. You know what I'm saying? You have an Hispanic that doesn't want to be associated as black. They've been indoctrinated to believe, they have grown up believing that black is bad. So why would I want to identify as black? You know what I'm saying? I'd rather identify as white because I'd be treated a little bit better. No, they don't like me either, but at least I can sit there and get them loans. I can sit there and open up that business. I can hook up my family or what have you, and it's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? But I need blacks and Latinos to educate themselves on their history, you know what I'm saying, and stop this divisiveness. Because if we came together, we can get a lot of things done, especially in inner cities, because it's mostly us in inner cities. We can get a lot of things done if we came together. You know what I'm saying? We need to sit there and stop this divisiveness. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, a lot of it. I see a lot of black friends who we don't have no allies, and I understand why they say that. But I see with my own eyes, because I talk about what I see and what I know as facts. I don't talk about what I think I know and what somebody else thinks they know. I talk about what I see. What I see unification. I see a lot of times there's a lot of different races that are out here protesting more than we are. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of posting from a lot of us, hashtags or whatever the case may be, and they talk a lot of crap on social media. And like I said in a lot of other videos, it's easy to post, it's easy to talk crap, it's easy to have an opinion, but what are you doing? What have you? Of course, I could do more too. You know what I'm saying? But at least I'm trying. At least I know I can sit there and say I tried. I know I could say I know who my council members are, who represents my district, what my district is, what my community board is. I could tell you all that. I could tell you I've met people. I could tell you I've talked with people. I could tell you that. And I can tell you, as far as voting, people only care about presidential. They only care about presidential. They don't care about local. You need to pay attention to local. You need to pay attention to primaries, because local is what governs what happens in your community. They allocate money for your community. You talk to community boards, they could sit there and allocate for school boards and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? But we don't pay attention to that. There's meetings that go on with different organizations and few people show up. A lot of people sit there and post, oh, what about black on black crime? They're not going to respect us until we stop killing ourselves. Truth of the matter is, they're not going to respect us regardless. But at the same time, if you're really, truly worried about us killing ourselves, do something about it. Be the change that you want to see. You know what I'm saying? Because there's groups out here that's fighting that. You have to find out who they are. Otherwise, just shut your mouth. You just post it. You know? I always wind up coming back on this topic for some reason. But I guess it needs to be said. It needs to be said. And, back to the celebrities. I know I might not reach any celebrities, but by chance, some celebrity ever does see my video, then you need to sit there and think about it. You need to think about how you can use your platform to sit there and advocate for what's right. You know what I'm saying? And stop worrying about that dollar. You know what I'm saying? You can reach millions of people. You can reach many more people than I can. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, at the end of the day, when it comes to a certain situation, you come up on that racist cop, you think he's going to care that you're a rapper, you're a singer, you're an actor? You think he's going to care or what have you? You know what I'm saying? The only way he's going to care is if he actually knows that you are, and he knows he's going to get a whole bunch of backlash because you're famous. But other than that, no. They're going to see your color first before they see how famous you are. Plain and simple. And you have the reach to sit there and reach out to council members, senators, all kinds of elected officials. You have that reach. You have that reach. You can sit there because you are that star. You can sit there and call up their office, and they will sit there and answer your call. They will answer your call quicker than they answer mine. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. Think about that. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Now, technically, you don't owe us anything. But also, technically, you do. You do. You know what I'm saying? Because without consumers, you're just a regular person. And nobody will even know you. Nobody will follow you. Nobody will care about you having babies or what your hairstyle is or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You need to sit there and start speaking up. And all these other celebrities out here that's worried about the dollar and they want to sit there and spew out this racist rhetoric like Lil Wayne talking about, I never experienced racism, in my life. When I look out in the audience, I see nothing but white. I've been blessed. Kill that noise. Just because white people be in your audience doesn't mean that they like you. They've always wanted to be entertained by us. Always. Get on that stage and sing that song, boy. Get on that court and dribble that ball, boy. Get on that field and catch that ball. Run that ball, boy. Kick that ball, boy. Throw that ball. Doesn't mean they like you. Tolerance and acceptance are two different things. They have tolerated us. Accept us? Many of them never has accepted us, and many of them never will. But if you change laws and policies to protect us and benefit us, it becomes the normalcy, and they cannot feel compelled to keep up the same racist rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? Like they do under this Agent Orange guy. They feel like it's the good old days where they can be blatantly racist again. That's why you have all these Karens out there calling 911 or on false charges, because they know what happens when you call and say, hey, a black man is threatening me. A big black man is threatening me, blah, 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 blah. They know the ramifications behind it. That's why they do it. You know what I'm saying? So, on that note, I'm going to end this stream. I thank anybody who is watching right now, anybody who will watch it later. And if you like what you see, please subscribe, please share it, please let people know. Follow me on my other platforms. It's all in the cover photo. All the links should be there. Even my podcast, whatever. I'll do some more podcasts and things. I'm on the podcast. I'm going to do different topics or what have you, because I don't want the same things to be on different platforms or what have you. But please, support. I'm not doing this for money or whatever. I'm just doing this to share knowledge. And if you feel, you could share with somebody, please share it. Normally I sit there and say, if you share it, good. If you don't share it, then not good, whatever the case may be. And I still kind of feel that way, because I feel compelled to be humble. I love humility. I think humility goes a long way. But at the same time, I am doing this for some kind of purpose, and I cannot get to people if things are not shared. So support a brother if you like it. I'll see you next time. I'll probably be on tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. I'll try to do something every day, maybe. It depends, but we'll see how that goes. All right, thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your evening.